Hi, this is Lauren Adams, and I'm here with Julia Fairfield,
Hi.
who's a teacher, to ask her a couple of questions about her PLN. So, what is your name and what content grade level have you taught?
My name is Julia Fairfield. Content grade levels that I've taught would be 5th through 8th grade self-contained, including disabilities of ADHD, other health impairment, autism, emotional disability, and specific learning disability. And that was in Baltimore City. I taught there for 2 years. And then in Cape May County, I now have taught for 3 years. And in autism, pervasive development disorder classroom, starting there, grades 3 through 5, and then grades 4 through 6, and now grades 5 through 7.
So, you've been teaching for 5 years
Yes.
in total?
Yes.
Okay. As a teacher, can you describe your PLN?
So basically over the years, the most important thing that I've learned in communicating with professionals and as well as parents, just a daily communication, home to school communication, whether it's a communication notebook or just a sheet that I would write on to interact with parents.
Do you ever do that via technology?
Yes, so whether it's writing a note home or using Class Dojo, which is a big thing for students nowadays, especially in special education, where parents can go on, see how the students did or performed throughout the day. So basically, Class Dojo students have little avatars where the avatar is a picture of themselves, and they can earn points throughout the day, kind of like a classroom behavior system.
Mm-hmm.
And the parents can see how they did. And I also include notes and reminders, tomorrow's swim class, or tomorrow we have a field trip. And it really helps parents, especially those parents that either cannot understand, actual writing or can't read, because oftentimes I will include videos on there for those parents who can't read. And I also include a Spanish version of the written form that I write so that those parents who are bilingual can understand. They typically do understand their native language, so they like to see the Spanish version of it first prior. So
Absolutely.
It's very important, and I think Class Dojo is a huge one. Then communicating with other professionals using LinkedIn. It kind of shows where they work, what they do, and if you have any questions with in regards to, at least for me, for autism, I can connect with someone else who teaches autism in another district or another even state and talk to them about their experiences and what they do in regards to specific behaviors or dealing with specific parents of children with autism, how they communicate different obstacles that the children are going through. And LinkedIn's a very big way to communicate nowadays because it's, especially with the upcoming implications of autism and there's so many individuals now that have disabilities. So, and even for Gen Ed, when you're looking at Gen Ed, parents are very involved. And the most important thing with being involved via technology is obviously it's what is used today. And by incorporating the parents in their children's education, you're able to foster a parent-teacher relationship. And that's so important because whatever carries over from school will carry over to the home and vice versa. So if there's a good relationship there, children are much more likely to succeed. So overall, it's a really important, part of my PLN.
So how has that supported your teaching, your PLN?
Just like I was saying, it's helped to foster parent-teacher relationships. Parents are very comfortable with what I'm teaching their children. They understand what I'm teaching. If they have any questions, they can communicate via technology or just ask me on a written note. I think it's so important. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't necessarily write home every day. Well, I make sure no matter what happens, I'm writing home every day, because a lot of times children won't communicate with their parents what happened. And if I communicate it in such a way that if the children can't, it helps to foster a stronger relationship. And also, parents, they trust you more. So you always hear these horror stories of parents saying, oh, what are you doing today or tomorrow or the next day, because they're very concerned. But if you make this trusting relationship, it has made my teaching so much easier because I don't have to constantly worry about what the parents either are thinking or doing at home, because we know what to expect. I send materials home for them, and it comes back to school. They know what to expect for homework, so there's never a controversy there. I send home materials with them. If they'll communicate with me, they feel comfortable. We don't have the funding to buy scissors or glue sticks or crayons. No problem, I'll send it home. But if you don't develop that relationship, there's always going to be that wall there.
Yes.
And that prevents a child from succeeding.
Yes.
So.
So what advice and recommendations would you give to a new teacher entering the profession, and what to include in their PLN?
Well, the first thing I would absolutely say would be to have some sort of homeschool communication. Definitely include the technology piece, but include a written piece as well, because not everybody has access to technology. So giving them the option, sending out a survey in the beginning, which works best for you. And even if there's one parent that cannot do technology, you can still write to them.
Yeah.
Either way. I would definitely include a blog. They have free blog sites. I use blogger.com, and I just blog twice a month, and I show pictures of what the students are doing, and of course I send out a survey and I ask, can their faces be shown, can their name be used. Most of the time some parents don't like that, totally fine. Just make sure to take a picture of the back of their head doing a craft. Parents like to see that. They like to be involved in their children's learning, because even though I'm writing about it, they want to see what they're doing. So having a blogger, always making sure to reach out to other professionals and having that open communication with them, and not being afraid or too proud to ask for help. So going on to LinkedIn and saying, hey, this is what I do. What do you do? Can you recommend a practice that you use that could help better foster the learning environment in my classroom? And I would definitely say, like I said before, like the class dojo, that's great, and it also allows the children to see their progress and how they're doing throughout the day, and then talk to their parents about it at home, because a lot of children can't generalize, especially children with disabilities. So if they see it at school and they bring it home, it's the same thing. It's not like they're worrying about it in a different environment, or how to clean up in school and how to clean up at home is going to look different, but class dojo remains the same. So that consistency is very important as well. And it's easier for them to communicate with their parents, like, oh, this is how I did today, and it's very concrete for them. So I would just recommend using all of those things, because it really keeps the parents involved, and once you have that bond and that trust there, it makes your life so much easier.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.